considered to be lost in a stormy sea of people marching from one destination to another dusty steeple, and returning before nightfall, before the city's lights awake, and you feel the rumbling quake crawling swiftly like a snake across the weed-ridden gravel road, bug-filled potholes and travel toads. And if you step on these things, on the back of these things, your skin starts to bubble like after a bee sting, and the bugs will crawl within your skin and begin themselves a feasting on your insides like a lioness, devouring its prey, with a stench so foul it's clear it's made its claim to stay and linger on our planet day after heat-stricken day, and after weeks of drought, as the vegetation's gone without. It rains, it pours, it storms, clouds form, and thunderous blankets of rain leave the sky. Now the raindrops for a moment believe they can fly, as they proceed to dip into the crevice of the sought-after woman's thigh. This flowering plant is in the palm family and is finally starting to bud after long and wrongful handling. Its sappy roots are candied, and they stick to the soil thick like oil, and drip, drip, into a pot for to boil. This here meal, I begin to squeal, this here meal represents how I feel about the wheel of progression. The veal meets depression. It's my brain's last confession, but this beat in my chest still needs compression, and an emptied expression leaves your plates on the table clean as they were in that Goldilocks fable. Now, to enter the corridor of horror, you must first remove your soul. For if you don't leave it behind you for good, you'll soon come to be in a hole emptied of the soul and emptied of the woman, as my grand piano falls into mounds of icy patches and snow so smooth, like an ice cream chocolate garnish. Sometimes you make my vision blur, and oh, those moments can't be tarnished. I will cherish them forever, in a cage. I'm in a zoo, and I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this for you, and I'm doing this for you. You, I've been waiting for you. You're my salvation. And I've been waiting an eternity to get here. To get to the hammock on the veranda atop the cliff at the edge of the rainforest, to lie in that hammock with you, warming each other subtly with the beating of our rhythmic chests, pitter-patter, and thump-a-thump, and crash! I arrive and see nothing but some dirty dangling fabric, wet and hanging off a dying branch. Nothing but muddied cloth, and now, without you here on the veranda atop our cliff, at the edge of this paradise, that's all I've got. Moving downwards along the cliff, there's a building across the drift, and inside a room for which to speak with, a well-rested wall rested with each passing second since you've left. An eternal moment stuck in time. When you fled, you took my breath. My lungs remain intact, however, my heart has surely cracked, and pleasure seems to have escaped me in times of need. My nose, it itches for your scent, babe. You're going, you're gone, and you've went to save my soul in a jar for a better time to breathe. A cooling gust blows these reeds, brought along by a pleasant breeze, dancing in the flowing grass, swaying in harmony with the wind and rushes of air. The answers will be made of ash, pulsing and leaning out and in, paintbrushes so fair, soft and light as a lonesome cloud, floating, suspended, condensed, consumed, devoured by the bigger picture, and still a little uncomfortable looking it in the face. Oh, this place. You know, it was the black hole at the center of our galaxy that first brought your attention to me. And I'm here, I'm home, I'm waiting, a bludgeoned heart in a wasted shell, squirming along the greasy tiles to hide under a mossy rock at a shore facing east as western waves make their departure, to lap along their neighbor's beach, like always. Kingdoms of hope, yet kingdoms of calamity, a sickness, infection, and yet there is a remedy. We drop our swords, our knives, guns, bullets, whatever. We feel the love, and it bursts out of our bodies together like explosions wailing out of a saxophone, like in New Orleans on a calm winter's night. A night when we returned from the show, arriving home, I held you tight, and for but a moment, I knew I had lost you, right then and there. Thank you.